Okay, this is Phillip Mills, and I'm going to demonstrate a few things. Here is what I'm going to demonstrate. The first one is I want to add the server core to its publishing domain. Then I want to install the DHCP server, and then I want to set the DHCP to start automatically, and then I'm going to I want to start the DHCP service and authorize it in Active Directory. And then I want to add a scope, an exclusion and reservation, and a default gateway option, and a DNS server option. And then finally, I'm going to activate the scope. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add the server core to this publishing domain. So to do that, I'm going to go to my command prompt, and I'm going to key in this right here, which is the net.dom join core 1, which is this server, to the domain. And then once you key all that in, you're going to press enter. Okay, now there it shows it has completed successfully, but I'm going to check it just to be sure. And okay. Now right here it shows that's where it is on the domain. Okay, now the second thing I want to do is I want to install the DNS server core. So to do that, I'm going to key in this right here. I'm going to key in start with a set of DHCP server core. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to set the DHCP to start automatically. And to do that, you're going to key in this. Key in the server core config DHCP server start equals the auto, and hit enter. Okay, now there it says that it was successful. Okay, now I'm going to start the DHCP service, and I want to authorize it in Active Directory. And to do that, I'm going to key in this right here, net DHCP server initiate authorize. Hit enter after that. Well, that right there had to go last. Okay, now I want to. Okay, now I'm going to add the scope, and to do that, you're going to key in netsh DHCP space server, and then the IP address, which is 1.103, and then you're going to add the scope, which is .1.0, with the subnet mask of a 255.255.255.0. And then you want to hit enter. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to add the scope, and to do that you want to go to netsh DHCP server, then the IP address, which is 1.103, and then add the scope, Go in key and add scope. Then it's going to be 1.0, which is the IP address that we're using, and then the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Scope. That is supposed to set successfully, but it hasn't. Now the next thing I want to do is that I want to add an exclusion. Now to add an exclusion, you're going to key in this right here, which is the net sh again, the DHCP server, and then your address 1.103, then the scope, and then you're going to add in the add exclusion range, and you're going to key in the default gateway, which is 1.1, and then your IP address, which is 1.103, and hit enter. That's supposed to set up successfully. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add a reservation. Now to add the reservation, you're going to key in the same thing, but this time you're going to put add reserved. You're going to key in add reserved IP, and you're going to key in 1.102. And hit enter. And that's supposed to set up successfully. And now I want to add a default gateway option. Okay, now to set the gateway option, you're going to do the exact same thing that you've done for the rest of them, but this time you're going to key in set option value 003, and then you want to capitalize the word IP address, and then you want to key in the default gateway, which is 1.1, and you're going to hit enter. That's supposed to be successful. And now the next thing I want to do is that I want to add a DNS server option. Okay, now now again you do the same thing, but this time you're going to key in set. You're going to key in a set option value 006, and then you want to capitalize the word IP address, and you want to key in the IP address, and it's going to end in 1.100, and hit enter on that, and that should be successful. But I'm not turning on something. Now the final thing I want to do is I want to activate the scope. Now to activate the scope, I'm going to key in net sh, a DHCP server, then your IP, which is 1.103, and then your scope, which is 1.0, and then you're going to set a state of 1, and you're going to hit enter. And that is supposed to be successful. And now the final thing I'm going to do is that I want to activate. I'm going to start the DHCP service and authorize it in Active Directory. To do that, I'm going to key in net sh DHCP server, initiate authorize, but which right here I bet right here can abbreviate it, and that is supposed to be successful as well. And that is how you do that.